We've just completed a complete rebuild of our reservation rates page to make things easier and more flexible for admins. So whether you're looking to charge your members for court hire or set up a guest fee, you want to take a look at this new process. So we begin on our club admin page into the booking section and down to reservation rates. Okay, we've already got one set up, so once you've created all yours, this will be the page you navigate to manage them. But today we're just going to take a look at the process of setting up a rate. Okay, so we've tried to make this page as simple as possible. You simply have to run down the list and answer the questions. So who do we want to apply this rate to? Is it for everybody at the club, regardless of what activity? Or do you have different prices for different sports? Do we want to include everyone in this rate, just members, specific membership types? So perhaps you charge different prices depending on what type of member they are. Or we can set up a non-member rate here. Peak time, okay, so we can obviously apply it to all court times or just peak and non-peak if you charge different prices at your club. And then what booking types do we want to apply this rate to? So the standard one here that we're going to be using is playing a game with. That's the reservation type that allows you to put in other members at the club as well as guests and pay the appropriate fees. If you do use other booking types at the club, and there's a couple of default ones that we have at Sporty, solo practice and still looking for a player, you can obviously choose to set prices for those here. Down to price type. So we have two options here. You could have a really simple setup, so maybe all your courts are 45 minutes long, so you could pop in the time and the price and you're good. Or we have a variable price option, whereby you set the price for 30 minutes, and then dependent on how long they book the court, the system will do the math and charge the member the appropriate amount. And then the final thing we have to think about here is, does this rate that's applied to this particular membership type, etc., and all the options we picked here, does that person that's included also need to pay for a guest? So we could say no, we can say we've got the flat fee just as before, or we've got the variable rate option. There is one new feature here in that you'll see guest fee categories has been added. Most clubs typically have one, and maybe you want to call that just a standard rate or guest rate. But if you do have two in place, and an example of that would be if you charge different prices for adult and junior guests, you could set those prices here. So you can see the system's more flexible than before, nice and simple. If you have any questions or feedback on it, please do get in touch, support@sportyhq.com.